You're listening to Bridges Radio Program. This is a show about the creative industries, artists of all mediums, and other professionals who make the art we all enjoy. Bridges is produced at Citadel House Studios in Lewisport, Newfoundland and Labrador, and is a collaborative project between Carolyn R. Parsons and Citadel House. This program can be found on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and in podcast at SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, as well as many other podcast hosting programs.
Hello and welcome to Bridges. It is November 16th and we are coming to you not live, semi-live. I am Carolyn and on the phone from the big Toronto is Bonny Stairs. How you doing, Bonny?
Pretty good. How are you?
I am good. I can't believe we are into episode 9 already.
We're almost in the double digits. That's crazy.
I know. Our baby is soon going to be 10. Like, this is crazy. It doesn't feel like we've been doing it that long, but it's sort of become just a thing we do now. We get together and once a week on the phone and do this. And it's
we talk about art, and it's fun.
And it is fun. Could there be anything better to talk about? I feel like I'm in my bliss. Actually, that's kind of like, that we talked to Fortunate Ones last week, and their first album was called The Bliss or Bliss. I can't remember if there was a the, but so that's where I feel like, because between doing this and talking to all these artists, and then the literary tour, and also I'm writing, and I have a book coming out next year, which is written. So I've started the series to it is also the second book in the series is also written and it's drafted. So I'm heavily working on that. And then I have the column, which I write, which is an arts column. And I feel like I have never been so immersed in the arts ever. Like, it's fully, completely immersed, because it's at every angle and possibility. Every time I turn around, it's there, and it's absolutely wonderful, because you're discovering music, you're discovering art, and I have booked a visual artist to come on the show. I'm not sure which episode now. Meliz Keefe has agreed to do an interview.
Oh, I love Meliz.
And I can't wait to introduce people to her, because I'll be writing about her in the column. I think that's going to be for January, but we'll be recording in advance with all the holidays. All my deadlines are really crazy. So,
right.
But I'll be talking to Meliz, and she has a really cool story. She's actually a Fogo Islander from Boston. So there you go. And you know her. You know Meliz. And she's just fantastic. Wonderful artist. Amazing art. Just world class. And
she paints water in a way that I cannot describe, but it's the most beautiful thing and calming, but it's also wild looking. Like, she paints Fogo Island water, and I don't understand how no other water in the world can look the way that Fogo Island Ocean does. But,
and she has developed a technique where she uses the ashes of the wood fires on Fogo Island. She collects them. Everybody saves their ashes from their wood stoves, and she incorporates that into her paint, and it gives us this texture. And could you be more local and creative? And we can't explain it. It's visual art. When I do the interview, I'll make sure that some of her work is visually available on our Facebook page, and so that people can see it. But she has a gallery on Fogo Island, so I'm really excited to talk to her. Plus, she writes, and she's just such an interesting person and a lovely person on top of it. So I'm excited.
Yeah,
and she'll be our first painter on the show, and so I'm really looking forward to that. And you'll hear all about how she ended up on Fogo Island from Boston, and what her family thought about that when she said, I'm staying here. And they said, you're what? Because, Boston and Fogo Island are not much alike. Interestingly, though, her name is Keefe, and there are Keefes on Fogo Island, so she feels like she belongs, and she's made a home for herself there. Met the love of her life there, married him. It's this whole thing, so I'm really excited about talking to her.
It's really, yeah. But she's not today. Who are we talking about today? Who did you interview?
Yeah, so today I have the Derina Harvey Band. So they reached out because they have a new album coming up. It's released now. Oh, no, sorry, new single. And it is called, oh gosh, it just flew right out of my mind. They have it's a new single. It is about, I want to say it's the Forgotten. I'm going to Google that while we're talking. Derina Harvey is from Newfoundland, and the members are all from Newfoundland except for one. They've added a fiddle player, and she's from New Brunswick. So she says it gives she said it now gives the band an exotic, because they can say maritime instead of just Newfoundland. They've branched out, but they have been playing. So they live in Edmonton or in Alberta. I shouldn't say Edmonton. It's the Fallen Man's Daughter. Sorry. And so
that's the name of the single?
The single's The Fallen Man's Daughter. There's a video online, and shortly after I arranged the interview, the video went through my feed. It had just been released, and it is very powerful. And it is their sort of commentary on how dangerous, the fishery is, and about, being on the sea and how often we lose someone. I mean, there was just a couple of weeks ago, there was a loss at sea in this province, and it's always very sad and always very possible, right? So the song is sort of from the point of view of the people that have lost, and it is fantastic. And she said it has gone crazy viral. They have so many views, and it just really hit a note. Not a pun was not intended, but it really resonated with people. And she said she was not prepared for it. She's gotten messages from people that are saying, "This is me. The song is about me, or this is about my family." And she says, emotionally, she didn't expect that. So it has been. I would look at that. So I'll be talking to her, Derina Harvey, but she's, just the front person for a band. And so there's a group of them that are playing East Coast music, Celtic style music, the old standards, plus their new original stuff all over Canada, really. They're traveling all the time and down in the States, and they've won awards, so I'll be having a chat to her. But before we do that, we better tell everybody what's coming up in this area. We only have a little bit of it. We don't have all the stuff happening in this area because we'd keep you online forever. So on air forever. So go for it. What do we have? Do I have anything? Yes. Why don't you go first?
Oh, you absolutely do.
Why don't you go first? Tell me what you have.
All right. Well, what I just found out the other day is a couple members of the community of Looseport are putting together a reading of A Christmas Carol. They did this last year. It was performed at the United Church. And I believe it is happening again on December 7th. So I think a couple members of my family and a couple members of our friends and people who frequent the Citadel House are going to be there as well. So it's not a play. People aren't acting, but it's a dramatic reading of A Christmas Carol.
I was there last year. It was really good.
Exciting.
Really good. It was as good as a play. Like you said, it was a dramatic reading, but it was as good as a play. Like it was one of those at the end, you just stood up and cheered kind of thing. I am looking forward to attending again. I hope I can make it because, that time of year becomes very, very busy. And what did you say, the date that you gave?
December 7th. And that is, I have not had that confirmed completely.
Right.
So we will keep you posted. And when it starts to come up, we can put it on our Facebook and we'll let you know as it gets closer.
Right. Okay. So what else you got?
I've got some stuff for Citadel House. I spoke about them a bit on the last episode of upcoming shows, and I had a very large talk, so I'm only going to bullet point these ones. We have Mark Bragg on November 24th. We have Ian Foster and Nancy Hines in Looseport on November 30th, and they're releasing a Christmas CD. They're also going to be in Gander on December 2nd at the Gander Golf Club. On December 1st, we have the open stage for the underage and the songwriting session. And then we have A Time at the Old Hall, which is a Christmas comedy piece, on December 6th at Citadel House. And we're going to have our Christmas auction on either December 14th or 15th, where we raise money for people who are in the Janeway over Christmas.
Look at all those Christmas. Isn't that exciting?
I know.
And do you like
my favorite season?
I love Christmas, but do you like to get, like, I don't know what your family does. Do they start decorating in November and have it be a long season, or do they do Christmas in Christmas?
For the longest time, we've done Christmas decorating on my birthday, which is December 11th, and it's exactly 2 weeks before Christmas. So we'll get our tree and put everything up. But in the last couple of years since we've been running Citadel House, we've kind of pushed it ahead a bit because the auction has fallen earlier in the year, and we like to have it all decorated and the tree up and everything. We get a real tree from out in the woods, or like a 12-foot tree. We haul it back, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so, I mean, for anybody who's listening who's never been to Citadel House, it is their home, and they transform it into a venue for these events. So that Christmas tree that is their house Christmas tree is actually the one that will be in the venue, and I love it.
Yeah.
So, you would have to do that. Now, I am a person who puts up the Christmas tree sometime around the 20th of December. Whatever the weekend.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like Christmas outside of Christmas. My mother's birthday is the 21st, which is the solstice, and so I kind of like to be around that date. But usually I do it on the weekend, and the weekend of that event is around the 21st is when we do our Christmas tree. I don't do a lot of decorations, but I love Christmas. But I like Christmas in Christmas, and so I really don't. I do all the shopping, which I hate. I try to get all that done and out of the way. And then December, I start to, go to some performances at the Citadel House and do some different things. And then after that, we put up the tree and go from there. So yeah, I'm not putting my tree up in November. That's never ever going to happen. Barely put it up in December, but then I take it down around Old Christmas Day. So I keep it up for the traditional Christmas time period. Yep, that's my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a Scrooge. I love Christmas, but I like Christmas in Christmas. I like it that season, makes it special.
Yeah.
I know people who keep it up for months, and I'm like, how's it special if it's always there? I like that occasion feeling of it. So, anyway.
Well,
where are we now?
How about?
Well, the literary tour's ended. No, it's one more day. Tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow, yes. St. John's. Tomorrow, A.C. Hunter Library. A bunch of authors will be doing all sorts of things. 3 panels. In the morning is a children's storytelling type thing. We have children's authors talking to the kids. Afternoons panels, and then follow that by a book fair, which will go on for a couple of hours, and we have authors signing and selling their books at that point. And Mary Walsh is our special guest. Gary Collins and J. Margot Critch, Scott Bartlett are our main panel people on the process, the writing process. So, and Beyond the Overpass.
Exciting.
Beyond the Overpass, another Christmas.
What's happening there?
Yeah, so Friday, December 7th at 6 p.m., that overlaps with the Lewisport event, Christmas Carol, is a dinner and a show at the Quality Hotel that's put on by the senior drama students. And then on Sunday, December 10th at 2 p.m. at the Quality Hotel is a performance by the younger group. So both those are Beyond the Overpass Youth Theater performances, and I was at them last year. They were really, really good.